Hold on. I got the timing wrong on the stupid. Because, when it starts, it's going to be like, hey, you know what I mean? And
Aye. Yeah, that is a very important part.
All right, let's try it again. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Dude, no joke. One more time.
Okay.
Yes, it was perfect. That was the best entrance ever. Welcome to the Soundguys. I am Johnny Banjo, and this is Neighborhood Nick.
Yes, I am the Neighborhood Nick. You jumped in there. Okay.
I was so excited about the intro. I was like, oh, man.
It was good. It worked. We had an intro.
That was good. Well, it's just, as you guys follow the show, it kind of like, it just kind of hangs. It starts false. There's always, it sucks every time. But this time it was perfect. It was right on the money. It ended right as that guitar riff. Yeah. It's just like if we had replay going, that would be.
It'd be worthy of the replay.
That'd be awesome.
Be worthy of the replay.
As you can see, I kind of dressed down for the occasion. I've got my, I've got my cool backgrounds I've been working on since the fall season is over.
Very good.
We are 2 days out of Christmas, and
no, we're 4 days.
Are we 4 days out of Christmas?
Today, ladies and gentlemen, as we are recording this, it is December 29th.
Oh.
2020.
Are we supposed to date these things?
I don't know, but we did.
We did.
It's too late now. Can't take it back, and I don't want to do any editing for that. It's not worth it.
Editing is the worst. So with that being said, Nick, did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
It was actually a very pleasant Christmas.
Do tell.
Very pleasant Christmas season this year. Went to a wedding, actually. There was a wedding involved, and COVID-19 regulations, which made it so much fun. Also,
did you win big?
Did I win big? For gifts? Yes.
Good.
For gifts? Yes. People, just so everyone knows, I am a huge Star Wars fan. So any Star Wars gift is going to be perfect. And you know what I got this year?
What'd you get this year?
This year, someone bought me a Death Star popcorn maker.
Ooh, I like that.
It's nice.
Death Star popcorn maker.
Yes.
And where are you going to put that? Like, are you going to use it on a religious basis, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, or kind of what?
Not sure yet.
Not sure.
Haven't even had the chance to really open it and try it out yet. I need to get some popcorn for it. Need to get some kernels and some butter.
Colonel Sanders.
Ron Colonel.
Oh, well, whatever. Hey, speaking of, I got a gift for you too, buddy.
What?
You're going to love this. Hold on. I got a gift for you.
You did?
Yeah, you didn't even know. Yep.
I didn't.
Yep.
I didn't get you anything.
I don't care. You never give me anything.
I messed up.
Hang on, let me grab this here.
I messed up.
There you go. This is for you, Nick. We're trying to keep it COVID friendly because the whatever. All right, there you go. So there you go, buddy. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Open it up here on the podcast, on the live. This is great for everyone driving to work and stuff, and they're like, I can't see what he's getting. So Nick, describe in.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will describe everything real quick. So first, I am looking at a box. And for those on camera, they can see it. It is a nice red-white box. There's I believe, a cardinal.
Yes.
A bird. A red bird. There's some cherry things.
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower and a stamp. I don't speak French, so that's not important.
It's French stuff. Yeah. It's a gift.
As I open the box, just so we're hiding it, it is a reference to one of my favorite newspapers.
Yeah, because you're such a crying.
The Epic Times, ladies and gentlemen.
I prefer the Wall Street Journal, but hey, he's all like, Epic Times, whatever.
It's a great newspaper. They don't pay us anything to say
No
that.
one pays us a thing to say anything, but the point is the Wall Street Journal's better.
I will say for financial things, probably.
No, dude, have you here's a quick plug. I'm going to go back to my soapbox screen. Here's a quick plug. No, stop unwrapping that. You can't unwrap nothing until we're not finished with that.
All right.
Here's the
back
thing.
in the box.
Wall Street Journal, okay, has little sections every day. Monday you've got something. Tuesday you've got the finance. Wednesday you've got food. Thursday you've got modern living. On Sunday, the Sunday episodes, they have a special excerpt magazine that they give you on some, it's like a nice little write-up on somebody or something they've done. Always arts and cultures. The mansions section where you can see how people are living and how to set standards. Oh my goodness. It is a treat every day. The Wall Street Journal. Spend the money. Get it delivered to your door Monday through Sunday, every day. Okay, back to you, Nick. What did we get you for Christmas?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So
Epic Times.
I do like the Epic Times, but that's mainly because I focus on politics.
That's because you don't read.
I like politics and focused on China especially, so...
Well, you'd be surprised what's in the Wall Street Journal about China. Just saying in the business section.
Probably. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing in this box... And it's actually very crucial. It's one of my favorites from our friends over at 1210.org. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 Year of the Virus shirt.
Yeah, because no one bought them, so we have a warehouse full of them. So, what? Did I get your size right?
What size did we get?
I think it was large or something.
This is a lot. Yes.
Nah, I got your size right.
It will work. It will work. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing shirt to
quality,
highlight.
Right? It's quality, no? How's it feel? How's it feel?
A very good feeling shirt.
Feels good, right? Yeah.
Very good feeling shirt.
Telling you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to remember the year 2020 for what it actually was, a virus-laden year of death and destruction and depression, get yourself the shirt.
Why not?
Just look at that.
Look at it. Quality all around.
Quality.
And the fun thing is for folks that are like, I don't know if this is the real deal or whatever. The cool thing is now we actually have the tangible shirts. So go online, make the purchase, free shipping. Don't worry about it. It'll ship in like 2 or 3 days. You'll get one. You'll love it. You can wear it. You can have a joke about it. And then,
and you will be the envy of all your friends.
Well, that is true. We hope at least. But to be quite honest, I think they're great shirts. It was his idea, but still.
Ladies and gentlemen, later on in the box, there's more newspaper everywhere.
Newspaper, good stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching any of our podcasts and have known because of this horrific virus that plagues our planet, I have been forced to go into isolation in my bunker in the other mountains, not to be named or anything. And I've been using Skype. However, unlike the most amazing, Johnny Banjo this time?
Johnny Banjo.
Johnny Banjo.
I'm Johnny Banjo, yeah. Johnny Banjo.
Unlike Johnny Banjo, I actually don't have all the time access 24/7 to this amazing equipment that you get to hear our beautiful voices on.
But hold on, Neighborhood Nick did his own lights, and I must say, the lighting on your backdrop looking pretty good. I gave you some help on your key. That's not bad. I'm just using a wash because heaven knows nothing can fix this. But everyone, if you're watching, look at his light. Look at how even his face is. It's almost perfectly symmetrical with that black. Oh my goodness, that black backdrop. Cleaned
Beautiful.
it. You cleaned up, Neighborhood Nick.
We try.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I'm learning. But as you know, if you've been listening, the voice side, not so good because unfortunately I had to use. My $18 Bluetooth headphones?
Right.
MPAL, ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful brand.
MPAL.
Don't waste your stupid money on any Apple AirPods, Max, whatever. It's not worth the money. Spend the $18 to $26 for a cheap MPAL. Beautiful audio quality. But ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Banjo has got me.
That's right.
A condenser microphone sound recording.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to pop this sucker open real quick.
Do an unboxing. Hang on, let me get on the other camera. I'll get on the camera really quick, and we'll do a little unboxing.
Oh, boy. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to move this box, give it a nice little clean condenser microphone right here in this beautiful, beautiful little yellow package here. We're going to pop this sucker open. And as we open it, the first thing that you are introduced to is the user manual. I know a lot of people ignore user manuals, but when it comes to your audio equipment and tech products...
Hold on, I got a focus. Hold on. Hold the shot. Go for it. These stupid black magic cameras. All right, go for it. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, now. Go.
Never throw away your user manuals because, heavens to Betsy, once you get involved with all of this magical technology, you are doomed to forget how to use some of this crap. So, always remember your user manual. So now we'll dig a little deeper into the box. Ladies and gentlemen, we have wrapped up. It appears to be a tiny little tripod?
Yep.
I want to say, I'm going to tear it open at this point. You get a nice little tiny tripod. Boom, right there. Ooh. Actually goes on right there for holding your microphone. Assembly required, it looks like. That's good enough. We'll say that's good enough right now. And you're going to come in this package a Pioneer USB 2.0 that I don't know if I can open properly.
You nice?
Yeah, we're good.
Get it kniffy?
We're just going to tear it open.
Nice.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you get your massive 2.0 USB cable with this.
2.0.
And les bis of de résistance. I told you I don't speak French earlier.
Ooh, it's black.
Black condenser microphone, ladies and gentlemen, with a volume control.
Ooh.
That is critical.
How's the weight? How's it feel?
It feels pretty nice.
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
It's a little light.
It's a little light.
Light.
You know,
But you know, it's
what do you get from China?
it's what you get. It's what you get. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you'll basically be doing is you take this end of your cable,
China.
you plug that into the back of your microphone, or the bottom of your microphone, I should say, if I can put this in correctly.
Does it even plug in?
It should. Oh, wait, I was putting it upside down, ladies and
Don't
gentlemen.
force it.
There we go. Yes.
Woo.
So you're plugged in. This is not using your typical XLR or anything.
You did it wrong.
How did I do it wrong?
I think you have to screw it into the tripod first and then plug it in.
We would have gotten there, ladies and gentlemen. We would have figured that out.
We don't have time for your shenanigans, so I want to help along there, you know.
There we go. So,
Nice.
So we're on. Then, once you have it secured on, you take your cable, you plug it in, boom, you now have your microphone. And, ladies and gentlemen, because it is USB, it can plug directly in.
Say it again. What can it do?
It can plug directly in to your computer, and you can start recording your sound, or maybe even, and we'll have a chance to experiment with it, your Skype calls. And you may have the best sounding Skype or Zoom meetings in the world.
I can't wait.
Johnny Banjo has been very excited. He's been trying to keep this a secret for a very long time now.
Did I keep it a secret, Nick?
He did. He did not reveal anything. I
Merry
have
Christmas,
no
buddy.
hints whatsoever.
Merry
Thank
Christmas,
you,
pal.
sir. Thank you, sir.
I was excited. Sorry about that camera work, folks. You know, it's my first day.
He's a sound guy.
But we're sound guys. But yeah, that was it. So that's pretty cool, man. I thought you'd like that,
It's a beautiful gift.
dude. Right?
This is a wonderful gift, actually.
And so now, hopefully, if it works well, you get better audio on our remotes when we have to do these shows, and you're not in the studio.
May work even better.
Right. Talking about Christmas, though. Talking about shows. Oh, man. So let's go dark. It sounds to me like, from what I've heard, we have some inside connections, folks.
We do.
I'm not going to lie. And it seems to me like as of today, we're like 2 days away from the new year.
It's coming up. It's coming up very,
Folks,
very soon.
We have bad news to deliver on the state of events for 2021.
This is actually very saddening and kind of depressing.
It is. It is.
Especially if you are working in the entertainment industry.
Like
this
us,
may be...
like we used to. I don't know.
Well, however, I will clarify this, though.
Start going to work for UPS.
We'll clarify this. Maybe this bad news is mainly for...
I like how the white on my cup is chromed out. That's cool. I was like, I'm drinking an invisible drink. Hello. What are you drinking? I'm drinking an invisible cup of nothingness. Just like never. Sorry. For the viewers that aren't watching, they don't get the shtick. They don't get the joke. So I apologize.
Visit our YouTube channel for videos of how we put this mess together.
You should.
But if you're listening to us on any podcast, please comment, rate, review,
I
all
need a
that
haircut.
good stuff.
Let's be real.
It's true. It's getting shaggy on him.
What were we saying, Nick?
As we were saying, yes, this may only be considered for places such as California, New York, but we don't know. We're not 100% sure. Maybe Arizona also, at the rate things are going. But we have some inside scoops, inside sources, ladies and gentlemen.
Inside stuff.
Where we have some reports of some kind of interesting ideas and theories, rumors, shall we say.
Well, they're not necessarily rumors. Okay, let me. Oh, sorry. You can. All I know is there's been a lot of things already canceled for 2021.
All the way to April so far, at least in our immediate area.
Not only that, we've been talking to a few fabulous. We've met a few we got the opportunity to work a gig, and we talked to a few. A fabulous gentleman, names going to mention, but he's on a committee for a large festival which we cannot name, which we really can't name. But he's a great guy, and we've actually bumped into him in the past working professionally. It's funny. I will go on the soapbox. It's funny about this industry to where you don't know people until you get a chance to meet them off the job, if that makes sense. Because if you're working something and you're like, okay, this is really cool. Hey man, yeah, I did lights, or I did IMAG, or I did, Monitorland, or I did whatever. I was just a grunt. I was just, moving cases. The point is you're in the zone and you're working. But then, when you're off the clock, you don't really get a chance to spend time with any of those other individuals. And they may be very cool. They may be like-minded, but just because of the trades, you go your separate ways. We had the opportunity to talk to someone who was in a different part of the industry, but at the same show that we had worked. And anywho, he's on a different committee doing a larger show, a much, much larger festival that is actually worldwide renowned. And so if it's worldwide known, obviously they're going to have to take some precautions. And what are those precautions that they're considering, Neighborhood Nick?
Well, probably, and at least in my opinion, this could become the most controversial of safety quotes regulations, is the idea of the COVID passport.
Right.
So the COVID passport, for those of you who aren't keeping up with any of this, maybe you've just been locked inside and haven't even turned on the news because of how depressing it can be. The COVID passport system would be a passport that you would register with and acquire, allowing you to go to festivals, concerts, and events where there is many, many people around. The way that you get the COVID passport is you have to take the COVID vaccine, which is being distributed, as far as we know right now, to members of Congress and medical staff and some elderly people. So that's some interesting information. There is a vaccine being made and
which isn't bad. I mean, who knows? I actually don't have a problem taking a vaccine. The problem is just this is my personal feeling. If we talk about vaccine going all out there, in the line of work that I've had to do, you haven't had to do some, like we talked about off the show, certain safety qualifications and certificates that we have to do for gigs that put us in like industrial situations, like oil rigs or working in clean rooms, like ISO certified clean rooms, or certain GSA contracts. If you work with the military, you have to have specific types of clearance, passports, and part of that also is, are you up on immunization and blah 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 blah. I have a particular awesome blood thingy that some immunizations I can't take because of an allergic whatever the thing is, it'll actually kill me. So my medical file shows that, and they deal with such, and they gave me some lower dose. The point is, they had to kind of work with those problems. But I still did my blood, I still got my G's. Well, with that being said, I wanted to talk about this too really quick. The passport idea, now Nick doesn't know this, but I'm already kind of an early adopter. I like it. It's called, it's made by Civic Technologies, and it's the Civic Identity Wallet. Very cool app if you're into that whole end of times 666 end of world government kind of stuff. Very cool. I like it. You basically upload your entire world, your entire life to this, and it works with the near field dealio. And so if I was to go to a place that was compatible as they're rolling out with the COVID alerts that Google is doing on your phones and jazz, I can just do the little scanny scan thing like so, and they can scan the barcode and they can look at all my immunization, my medical records, the whole 9 yards, and they can, within a very switch of a jix, that's good. It's affecting my memory and my speech. Whatever.
That's the 5G.
In 3 shakes of a kitten's whiskers, the point is they can access all of my medical information and clear me to go into the event. Yeah, civic identity. Pretty cool. What do you think, Nick?
You know, I personally, I'm more on the other side of the spectrum where I'm against these kinds of things.
I love it.
Because here's the thing. If events start doing this, we're going to see airlines do it. We're going to see bus travel do it. We're going to see which form of transportation, events, job requirements.
Oh, yeah.
And when we start looking into this, once you study history and everything, you start seeing the control of people happen, and that's when chaos really starts to ensue. And so, while it is fascinating where technology will take us, like that, I will say this, that app actually, the processing and all that type of stuff, that sounds really cool.
It's awesome.
It could be really useful for a lot of different things. But my worry and fear is that if we start seeing these event passports for COVID, where you have to have that in order to go to anything, at some point we may be seeing on your driver's license whether or not you have the COVID vaccine determines whether or not you can drive. Now, that would be a long stretch. That would be an extreme. I will admit that. That would be an extreme one.
But
on airplanes...
But, Nick, why is that a bad thing?
Why is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Because then you have other people controlling your life, and we like freedom here in America.
Do we?
It's important.
Well, I mean...
The freedom to gather, the freedom to do a stupid crap that we want to do.
Aren't those all just kind of like facades? Like, I mean, do you really have the freedom to gather? I mean, think about it. I mean, if you have the freedom to gather, you show up, someone could easily come and riot your event.
Yes, I mean, they could riot the event, but that doesn't change your freedom to gather at said event.
Okay, so
you still have the right and the ability to, let's take for example, in the American Constitution, the right to protest.
Right.
You have a constitutional right to go gather together and protest peacefully about whichever things are important to you.
Okay.
So you have the right to do that. You have the right to gather. The government cannot infringe upon that.
Okay.
Same thing with freedom of religion, freedom of the press. The government, freedom of the press especially, the government cannot tell people what they can and cannot say and what they can and cannot think. These are very important things. We're the only country that has this, by the way. We're the only country with 100% freedom of speech and freedom of the press.
We are.
Now, of course, people can manipulate the press, and of course there are, slander laws and things like that. You can't bring in fake information about people that could be detrimentally harmful to them. You can't make a call to violence and say, go kill this person.
Okay.
Those are technically still illegal and very dangerous.
Okay.
But you still have the right to believe whatever crap you want to believe in. You still have the right to say pretty much anything that you want to say, except if it's a call to action that could be detrimentally and harmful, like yelling fire in a movie theater when there is no fire. Can't do that.
Okay, but I mean, this is, I don't know. I hear what you're saying. I want to get a little closer to my microphone so I can talk all nice and sultry and really enunciate my words. But I've worked in other countries, and my observation as a vendor working in other countries, I haven't really experienced any, what's the word I'm looking for? I really haven't felt like my rights were infringed on. I didn't feel like I had any problems going about my day to day. I spent 3 full weeks. I mean, you've also been abroad.
I've traveled many places.
Yeah. So I hear what you're saying in terms of and I'm right there with you. And part of me is also just playing the devil's advocate because I agree, but I feel like the people that are on one side of the spectrum are not the right people for giving it a voice. They come off as way too conspiracist.
Yeah, that's true.
Very inarticulate, and they're kind of giving it. They're delegitimizing, if that's the right word. That's a good word. They're delegitimizing the cause, and so you have folks that are saying, "Oh, vaccines being mandated, that's a bad deal." But if we look at history too, polio.
Yep.
Rubella.
We have a polio vaccine, and polio was almost completely eradicated.
Yeah, and
these are good things.
And those are mandatory for going to schools, for entering public buildings. I mean, you have the option to opt out, but it's going to be a very kind of a difficult life in a lot of the public places if you choose to not vaccinate.
Yeah.
And honestly, from what I've seen...
And that's one thing where if a business, for example, requires you to have a vaccine or something, the business has the right to require that. Under free business regulations and free market, fun things like that, a business can choose their requirements, like no shoes, no shirt, no service. They can require things so that you have to have that in order to participate in business. That is part of the free market system. But when a government starts intruding in on this and regulating things of that nature, people always will go to, seatbelt laws, We all have been forced to wear seatbelts.
Right.
Okay. You can make this argument for vaccines also, that the government can regulate and force you to get vaccines for the good and safety of many, many people all around. It's very important, such as transportation. If you're going to drive a car, at least in California, not every state does this, but in California, you have to wear a seatbelt.
Sure.
That's a safety regulation. So they could make this argument where these COVID vaccines become mandatory for a travel regulation for travel safety. But the real question is, how are they going to enforce that? How do we have to get the vaccine every single year? Because we're already seeing mutation differences.
Right.
So are we going to have to get a vaccine every single year? What about the people who, like yourself, have allergic reactions to vaccines? Religious reasons, are people going to be forced to never travel because they religiously completely disagree with it? There's a lot of things that could go really wrong with something like this. For non-controversial things like seatbelts, yeah, you could, because everyone full on agrees. At least I have never met anyone who disagrees with seatbelt regulations. But when it comes to injecting things into someone's body, especially with something that is able to transform and mutate into different things. We're seeing cases in the UK and South Africa of this new mutation of the coronavirus, which is even more contagious. I don't know if it's as lethal. I know it's as a bit more contagious. But does that mean that we're going to have to legally be required to get a vaccine every single year? Now, of course, this is talking more about a government as a whole instituting this, and maybe different countries. As an American citizen, I can't decide what another country does. I can only speak on America for this.
America.
Because other countries, they have all sorts of different regulations and laws. That would be up to them. They could regulate, you have to have this vaccine in order to come into the country. That's fine. That's a different country, their regulations, their laws, all that fun stuff. But in America, traveling from state to state, what if California requires a person from Nevada to drive across, before they drive across, that they have to show evidence that they have this vaccine? Different states may have different regulations with that.
Well, again, that's where technology really fits the bill. because with, like, say, the civic identity wallet and things to that nature, you're already going to have a lot of that taken care of by even like the fast pass and all the things where RFIDs are in place. You just go through, we're good to go. Even the cashierless concept stores that Amazon is making, where you just go in, you grab the things, you walk out, and it's already paid for.
Yep.
I don't want to get it down a slippery slope. I don't want to say that one way is correct or the other, but I guess speaking from a purely entertainment standpoint, I am more interested in making whatever concessions we can make, because they say, oh, like, again, another one of our connections. The reason why we're talking about this is because we've received nothing but doom and gloom from good friends that are doctors.
We wanted to make some positive news and headway going into 2021, but unfortunately,
it's not looking.
No one's
like that.
giving us any positive good news.
And let me clarify: I'm not talking doctor like PhD, player hater degree. I'm talking like MD. 20 years, 30 years in. A
medical
residency.
professional.
Medical professional. Doing this for quite some time, and she and also he both practically said the same thing. And the paraphrase is, things will never be back to the way we knew them, normal. It's kind of like this was another one of our 9/11s. Like for the air traffic, it'll never be the same.
And that's another thing that we can also tag in on that. I mean, 9/11 definitely was very influential in how airport security grew and how plane security. I mean, now, what was it? Before 9/11, the cockpit, they didn't have to lock the door or something like that. After 9/11, now they have to lock the door, and if there's a hijacking, they're never allowed to actually open the door and everything like that.
But as someone who travels, and you should know as well, I don't know if I
sleep most of the time.
You travel, though. You travel on long-term legs, so you don't.
I do like 13, 14-hour flights.
So you do a show. You'll go from A to B and B for a very long time, and then back.
Yeah.
My travel is far more frequent. It's always 24 hours here, there, back. And one thing that we do, which again is, I guess, the conspiracist in me, is Homeland Security's Trusted Traveler program, and a lot of us are members of that program. And you pay for it, and it really expedites.
It speeds everything up
substantially. Your pre-check and all of your security getting through to the plane. So I guess what I'm getting at is we paid for Trusted Traveler, okay? So now if this is the new 9/11, I'm sure there's a way the Fed and other entrepreneurs are going to monetize and just turn it into something that, do you want to pay for, trusted vaccination or trusted clearance or whatever it may be, and we just pay our yearly dues.
In essence, it becomes a fast pass into an event. Skip the line.
I mean,
or join the fast vaccination line.
Yeah, I mean, most people today, ticketing is being done online. Most people today, they'll get their ticket, they'll come to the event. That reminds me, did we talk about that Christmas light event where they didn't even cross-reference the online tickets? I think we did. That was nonsense.
Yes, we did talk about that. That was in our first live stream that we did.
Oh, okay.
That was in the live stream.
That was nonsense. And they've gotten better. We sent a couple spies. And they did better. They got better. I'm glad to hear that. So all is well. But seriously, that's just no. Why does one and again, I get it. That's life. They say whatever. But one person not following the rules where another person can, or this person is able to pay to have the rules ignored, and this person can't. I don't know where I sit on that. I think that's we need to have an even playing field. But then again, also, that's not being a good entrepreneur, nor is it being a good capitalist. And people say, capitalism is bad. And I agree with that to an extent. But at the same time, there's something to be said for, hey, let's do what we can to create something, art or a product or an idea, and then share it with the people at a price that's valuable. And if that price is not monetary, then it can be intellectual. It can also be free, or it could be the cost of an email subscription. I mean, there's value can be perceived in different ways. It doesn't have to be the dollar bill or Bitcoin or Ether or anything else.
Definitely.
I digress. The point though is that, with online ticketing as what it is, it's not too far away. Mm-hmm. I mean, Ticketmaster's already trying to beta test that. I mean, you say, here's the go. You upload your vaccine reports, and if you already have it in the Civic Wallet links with that, with your Ticketmaster, boom, done. You show up, they gun your ticket, you're in, done. And I think, I'm on a slippery slope, but I think if we were able to get to that point, if we were able to navigate there in a conspiracy-free or a lightweight conspiracy-free way, because everyone's, but those who are afraid, because there are so many people who are still afraid.
Yeah,
right?
It's true. A lot of people are terrified still of the virus.
Terrified, and they will never go to a public event again because of it. Yep. But if that peace of mind was put into place so they could say, hey, I feel good about going to this festival, or I feel good about going, to this movie or this whatever, because I know, or at least there's perceived value, perceived, safety, that everyone in this event is cleared and tested and good to go.
Mm-hmm. And I see that. I could see the benefit of that. I think, though, what we're going to see is if they do move in that direction where there are mandatory COVID passports or the Civic Wallet, whatever, type things, there's already a very large proportion or a very large population of people, the anti-vax movement. Yeah. So we already have a base of people who are very much against vaccines, who don't believe that. I mean, they will say that some vaccines are good, but they also say that vaccines are a very high-risk kind of thing.
Well, it's just like our show. Everybody now has a voice.
It's very true.
And because of, social media and things like that, now everyone
spreads extraordinarily fast.
Everyone's able to get out and say whatever they want to say.
And now that's why we have so many vast conspiracy theories that just spread like wildfire. Mm-hmm. And I think this is going to be something, and this is why I said at the very beginning, I think this is going to be the most controversial of the COVID regulation ideas. Yeah. Now, we're not saying this is guaranteed to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know for sure.
We're not saying, let's put that. And by the way, it's the bottom of the hour. You are listening to the Soundguys podcast.com. Look us up by name, the Soundguys podcast.com. We talk about sound, technology, entertainment industry, vaccines, politics, COVID. We talk about money, finance, love. We talk about death. We talk about anything. We're just taking a wet rag and throwing it to the wall and hoping it sticks and seeing what you like. So, by George,
leave us some comments or something so you know what you want us to talk about.
Absolutely. If you like the format, then rock and roll. Let us know. We also have merch. We don't have a website anymore because it's all self-funded. You can see that 2020 Year of the Virus shirt that we cooked up, pulled out of our rear ends, and printed just for you. But with that being said, you have to email the soundguyspodcast@gmail.com. Say, I want merch, and we'll send you a little square link, and you can pay it and get whatever you want. Because, again, we can't afford a shopping cart service at this time.
So help us.
So help us be able to afford.
We're begging at this point, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I guess we are. Yeah.
Because if this information is true.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We may never get another event ever again.
That was what we were trying to say. So, anyways, with the doom and gloom of what we've heard over the past 48 hours.
Yeah, this is fresh off the press.
Oh, yeah. This because we worked a gig yesterday, which is awesome. It's great to have a few gigs here and there. None of it was related to events whatsoever. It's all video and virtual stuff, which is whatever.
We were actually helping someone with a podcast.
That's actually true.
Something that we're doing right here, right now. We're trying to help sell to other people.
We sell it as a tangible service. So if you like what you hear, don't listen to the first shows. Listen to the later shows.
where we start actually getting our things together properly and
where we
set up.
actually start caring about the product we deliver.
Unless you actually do like that
Hit
first
my mic.
stuff. But
If you
then
do, yeah, then whatever.
that's
We
great.
can do that
That's
too.
wonderful. We'll do more of that.
Oh, yeah.
Shtick.
Basically, we need the viewers to tell us what you like, what you don't, and we'll do more of whatever you like.
True.
The point is, if you want to buy it, and we'll do it for you. If you hear it's like, hey, this is a great portfolio. These guys, they can help out. Yeah, well, then
These sound guys, they know what they're doing.
reach us that way also. The point to all this, though, is it sure seems like the face of public events for 2021 are not looking favorable.
No.
That was the main point.
And I think that, I mean, given what's happening right now, it's also going to be depending on different states. And I mean, we can really only focus on the United States. We don't have a huge amount of international jobs. But if you're in a foreign country and you'd like to hire us, please let us know. And we will work to our best ways of making that happen for you. But alas, I think in the United States in of itself, we may see different types of regulations and everything. But at least in our immediate area here on the West Coast, it's not looking very good for 2021, at least in the first half of the year. Who knows? Maybe COVID will happen like SARS and it'll just magically vanish and go away. Maybe the vaccine will eradicate things faster than we can expect. Who knows?
Totally.
But it's not happy right now.
No. Hey, but I did get some other news. So apparently those, by the time you're listening to this, apparently the Fed is going to start depositing those $600 stimulus checks into everyone's accounts starting tonight.
Look at that federal government actually not doing.
That's quick,
anything.
right? That's quick.
Did you ever get your $1,200 stimulus check?
No, but I don't pay taxes, so I just. I mean, it's all fair and fair.
Now, I do pay taxes.
If you don't pay into the system, you don't expect to get it back. So
now I did pay taxes, and it took about from the announcement of the $1,200 thing, the signing of the paper. I had friends immediately get that $1,200 check, right? And then I have friends who do pay taxes who qualified for all of it. Mm-hmm. Still haven't gotten that $1,200
Well,
check.
let me take that back. My significant other pays taxes,
Which is important.
Well, someone's got to do it. I don't know. Yeah. And where's my button? There I am. And what happened was the refund thing never happened until we filed an amendment. So this was really I have a bone with TurboTax. No, let's talk about this. So she's an educator, and they're the lowest bottom of the barrel, which blows my mind that we have primary educators that aren't being paid a livable salary because they're supposed to just babysit the kids and get them ready to be functioning members of society. How?
The most responsible people in human history that have the responsibility to morph children into good people.
Yeah. Pay them, 20, 25,000.
No, give them 15.
Yeah, some of them, yeah, for sure. But
maybe 10. 10.
Some of them get 10.
Yes.
But, I mean, I was on the blessed end of the curve. 25 still sucks.
It's very low.
25 is...
But that's also for primary education, for elementary school teachers and everything.
Well, okay, back to my point.
Higher.
It's all bad. So back to my point. TurboTax specifically was like, oh, we have a special educators edition for you. And so, right? No, stick with me. So she had to pay.
Was it more expensive than
it
regular
was
TurboTax?
Way more expensive. And the educators edition was like $99 as opposed to the free TurboTax. So she got in this basically ClickFunnel to where she had to pay more and more and more. And I wasn't present. We actually had jobs and we were doing a gig and I was gone.
This is a rare moment.
Yeah, right? Go fig. And so she's doing it. And then finally, after spending $129,
Wait, I thought you said it was $99.
No, after the ClickFunnels. It went up. She was 29, then was the 59, then was the 89,
Wait,
and now
what-
she
what?
spent $129 on TurboTax.
But
Now,
wait, so
I
it
put a
went-
lither asterisk because I may be wrong. I could text her, but yeah.
But it went up.
it went up.
So it was projected on the screen, at least in your version of this story,
Right.
at $29.
How much she had and then we're sorry, you need to do this, you need to buy this module. Oh, we're sorry, you need to do this, because they want to find your deductions and they want to help you get your
Best refund possible.
Get your best refund possible. Sam. So anywho, after it's all said and done, she dropped, let me just put, if I recall the story correctly, she dropped 120 to get $120 refund. So it was a net
wash.
It was a net zero.
Dang.
But it gets worse.
Oh, do tell. How does it get worse?
So then the stymie comes out, right? Everyone's getting these $1,200 checks. Neighborhood Nick over there's like, oh, I got my check. I'm going to go buy a laptop. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
That is what I did.
I just sold another drone so I can, pay the power bill. Whatever. So then she's like, where's my stymie? We blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, it was like October, we get a letter from the IRS that says, hey, we're missing form blah, 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 blah.
Ooh.
That was supposed to be filed with your tax return. Your return is incomplete.
Ooh.
And we're pissed because we paid $120 for someone to do it for us, right? No. So then, it's a big rigmarole. Call TurboTax. TurboTax is like, well, you see, we weren't supposed to do that because that particular form you're supposed to file on your own, and we just notify you of that form. And she's like, yeah, but you didn't. And furthermore, just like every other program you guys have put out with your TurboTax nonsense, it all prints. So even if I'm supposed to have the obligation of mailing the form, your software should still print the form. And then I'll put it in, I'll put it in my envelope, and I'll use my stamp, and I'll send it to the IRS. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
None of that happened. So finally...
So wait, taxes usually happen in April.
Oh, yeah.
This was October.
Oh, yeah. It's incomplete. There are penalties.
Oh.
So now we send back whatever's corrected, and the new assessment is no longer that we have a $120 refund, but the new assessment is with the penalty and the tax that she owes as an underpaid educator.
Uh-huh.
She now owes $789 to the IRS.
789.
Basically, let's wrap it up to $800. Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So in my CPA knowledge, the way I like to roll, I said, fine. If that's how we have to do it, file it as is. Let them invoice you, because that's right.
Yep.
So she filed, and she had her stymie deposited into her checking account, and then she gave $800 of it back.
So basically, paid $129 for a $120 tax return.
Yeah.
Got the $1,200 check, paid $800 back to the IRS from that stimulus check to counteract the fines that happened from the $120 TurboTax forms that didn't happen, even though TurboTax technically is supposedly supposed to be free.
Yep.
But charges primary educators $120
for their special primary educator edition or whatever. Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
It's a crock.
It's
and
horrifying.
if you want to talk about another soapbox, we'll save that for another show. But quite frankly, I don't see why we have this big rigmarole. Our tax system is absolutely bonkers. Bonkers. It
It's a
makes
mess.
no sense in America how we do taxes. Every other country, I know this sounds very red, but Germany has it down. No, Germany has it down because they know what you owe. They send you a bill and you pay it. That's it.
Very
And
simple.
on top of all of that, here's the deal. America has the same system. And I think John Oliver did a great episode on this. You guys should Google it. John Oliver exposed basically how lobbying keeps TurboTax and all these other stupid programs in business.
Yep.
Because
That's a great episode, actually. I know the one you're referencing.
it's all a racket. They already know what you owe. They're just basically waiting for you to rat themselves out or for you to rack up enough debt to the Fed for them to be like, hey, so here comes the audit because you've raised up this much, so tell us how you don't. And you're still screwed. The whole thing is it's a giant game, unfortunately. And the dollars are spent just ridiculously. I mean, again, I'm glad I was born in America. I used to actually have dual citizenship, believe that or not.
Oh, really?
I did.
Where at?
Germany.
Oh.
Naturalized, passed out because I had family, born and raised Stuttgart, and then I lost the accent, and then when Grandma died, I think you're supposed to keep up with that. I don't know how it works, but I lost that.
Maybe you're supposed to file paperwork or something.
I don't file nothing anymore. I should have, but I knew I had it when I was 5 because we used to travel a lot back and forth. That's a digression. The point, it's beautiful over there. It's beautiful. The roads are pristine, okay? Infrastructure, all the power lines, underground.
Ooh, that's
okay,
nice.
Think about that. I mean, like all the wildfires we have here in California, hello,
Thanks, PG&E.
right? No, I mean, there's just a lot of things that we could have been doing better as a society as opposed to, but whatever. We're just the sound guys, and quite frankly, we just want to run the show. We really just want to get you up on stage. We want to give you some good audio. We want to have a great show. We want to get paid. We want to go home, get some sleep, get up, have a cup of coffee, do it again. Yeah, rig up those
That
lights.
would be fun if we could get consistent
Just rig up-
back-to-back work like that.
Just rig up those lights. Here we go. Get you up on stage. Nick's on engineer. We're good to go. That's all we want. Leave us alone. We'll leave you alone. It's going to be great. We're not trying to get our, because this show can go pretty far with it. These guys are sounding a little bit, no, listen. We've said too much. We
just wanted to give you guys some background or not even background information, really. The latest rumors that are happening in the event industry lately. That's what I'll say.
For real.
I'll say
That's
the
pretty
rumors.
much the whole point of it is rumors. It's like, hey,
we can't
2021.
verify any of this 100% that it will happen, but we do believe that this is a hint to something that could become.
So with that being said, we promise you that we will always try to educate, enlighten, and entertain. That's how we roll here at the SoundGuysPodcast.com. Who knows what we're going to say next? In fact, that should be our t-shirt. Those sound guys, who knows what they're going to say next? With that being said, though, we've wasted another perfectly good hour of your time.
Wow, really? That was an hour?
I know.
Dang, that was fast.
We talked about vaccines, how the entertainment industry is not doing a thing in 2021. It's all virtual events. What else?
Government conspiracies.
Jeremy does pay his taxes. Johnny Banjo. And they already know who I am. I mean, it's not like I was like, whatever.
No one knows who you are.
Actually, if they Google enough, I mean, any good sleuth, I mean, it blows my mind.
They're not going to be able to figure it out.
It blows my mind how bad people are when they're so surprised when someone's like, hey, I know. Really? It's all online.
It is online, but you have a lot of fake names online also.
Yeah, I do that just to mess, because it's funny.
It's fun to mess with the algorithms.
No, because you can see where the source comes from. That's the only.
Okay,
yeah,
I see
so
what
when someone gets a piece of information, I already know which direction they're coming from.
That's good
it's
organization.
Great. I love
organization.
it. Huh?
That's good organization. You can keep your people in the right categories.
Exactly.
That's good. That's good.
It's a free tip. It's a free tip from Johnny Banjo. All right, you're listening to the Soundguys podcast.com. And that's another perfectly good hour. Anything else in closing? Hey, Neighborhood Nick got himself a beautiful microphone for Christmas. Just for those who are tuning in right now, I don't know why you would. It's a podcast. It's not live. You would have been with us.
Starting at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so you would have been with us. I always forget. I always treat it like a live show, but really, these are a linear thing. So they've invested a full hour with us.
If they're still with us right now,
they
unless there's some fan out there who's taking clips of our stuff and editing it, that could be also a way that they could hear it in different segments. I don't think any of our fans are doing
I was going to say, that's pretty heady. Whew.
We would have to put out some amazing content.
We have to put out some amazing shows for people to be like, these guys are so good that I'm going to cut together mashups of the best things they've ever said.
But if you would like to do that, go ahead.
Yeah, knock
tell us
yourself
about
out.
it.
I mean, do whatever you want to do. It's a free country for now.
For now. Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks again for listening. Nick, close this out with all the crap you have to say about, I don't know, like this, diddle that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you
that.
for joining the Soundguys podcast today. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, leave a comment if you like this material. If you want us to talk about something else, we actually do check these things. Be sure to hit subscribe so you always can see the newest content, and make sure you hit that little notification bell so that you're reminded that we've uploaded and have new, available, amazing content. If you're listening to this on any podcasting service, with which now we can officially say we're everywhere.
Oh, sorry, Nick.
I just got
you talked a
shut
little
down.
too long for me.
Got a little shut down there.
But that's okay. Keep on. What were you saying, buddy?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're
Because
listening to
I
any
was falling
podcast,
asleep with you in your sales pitch. Buy our shirts. I gotta find my camera. I'll let it play. I'll let it play under you. It's a bed. Go ahead. Keep it on. Go for it.
if you're listening to this on any podcast, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a rating, and help us get more and more popular, ladies and gentlemen. Check out our sponsors, 1210.org and thisawesomeshop.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Neighborhood Nick.
And I'm Johnny Banjo in my office there. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
Have a good night or
Bye.
a good day. Bye-bye. Bye.
Adios.